What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Bullets Gotti, back with another one. I want to give a big shout out to my brother Super Sly, O'Shea Duke Jackson. I saw a video and it was a topic about Kevin Samuels and Myron Gaines from Fresh and Fit. Shout out to him too. Made a conversation, had a talking piece about he was talking about Kevin Samuels not putting anybody on. Now, some people will debate and say, well, Kevin put on, the guys that he was cool with. The guys that, and the females that he put on was the guys that he was, I would say, the new and approved black Manosphere. A lot of people say, yo, he didn't put on Donovan Sharp. I'm going to be honest, right? Kevin wasn't accepted by the black Manosphere. I remember Kevin, back in the days because he used to be on BGS channel. That's what you mainly saw him on, BGS. And he was on like a couple other people. But he was mainly a regular on BGS channel. If people remember Kevin's platform from how he first started, his platform to a lot of people was based on speaking to black men. It wasn't a platform that was like what his platform later became, talking to black women. It was talking to black men. And a lot of black men just didn't like what he was saying to them. If y'all could remember, or maybe y'all don't, Kevin got a lot of pushback. He got a lot of pushback from a lot of brothers in the black Manosphere spaces. But as time, progressing, he changed his tune up and he started talking into more of the content of black Manosphere. And his talking points changed from the previous talking points where he was telling brothers, to wear suits and to groom yourself and do things like that, right? He was like a publicity coach because I think his job was he was a publicity guy. So he was really doing consulting work. And that was what his go-to was. So in the Red Pill community, a lot of people was kind of standoffish with Kevin. The guys that was like original black Manosphere, and guys did embrace him. Obsidian embraced him. Angry Man kind of was, him and Angry Man. But later on, Angry Man and them did embrace them. But he was a guy that was not really accepted by the community. And there was a lot of guys in the community that was really on the fence with him. Some guys left the community and they did a 360 because they didn't like his talking points on certain things he was saying. Now, here's my thing on Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels was a smart man. And I will tell you why he's a smart man, because what he did was he did a 360, right? He had a channel that wasn't how successful it became. His success came from the haters, the females, the dudes that didn't like what he was saying. The Average at Best video blew him up. World Star Hip Hop, a lot of people, Instagram, picked this content up. A lot of people that didn't know who he was finally knew who he was. Like I said, I've been on this YouTube shit for a long time. I came to YouTube as a creator in 2018. So I done seen dudes come and go on here. But I've been a watcher of a lot of platforms since 2009. When I was using YouTube at the time, YouTube was a platform that was basically, you would watch classic, sports, TV shows, movies, listen to music, see classic videos that you didn't see. That's what YouTube was back then, right? It wasn't what it later became, and like the guys I was seeing that was like the predecessor of what I would say the beginning of Red Pill Black Manosphere content was Tariq, Patrice O'Neal. They used to put a lot of Patrice O'Neal clips of him when he was on Opie and Andy show. Tariq, David Carroll, Tommy, like Sergeant Willie P. Like, it was a lot of guys that was like, shout out to my brother Hardcore Tito. There was a lot of brothers in this space that, like, in the beginning, it started with them. And then, Jap, I'm going to give Jap his credit. Me and Jap I'm going to keep it real with you. Me and Jap, I don't know if we on good terms now, but back then we was not on, like, we was good. Me and him was cool. We was super cool, me and Jap. And then he just flipped on me. But I give Jap his flowers. He been in the game a long time, and he put on for the space. Okay, say what you want. Jap put on for the space. A lot of these chicks, him and Tommy, put on a lot of these females that you see on these platforms, like the Sansa Rays. It was Tommy and Jap. Crystalline Karazin, Irene Yvette, Nala, all of them. Like, they come out of Cynthia. If it wasn't Jap and Tommy, it was Tariq. They were like the I would say, like, the original forefathers of the community. And then O'Shea came, and Angry Man, and Obsidian, and many others. But, like, when I look at, like, the original guys that was here, I give them dudes they credit. But, Kevin wasn't, a hardcore guy. He was a clean-cut guy. And you see it from his content. Like, even when he was talking to men, and just like he was talking to women, he wasn't like Tommy or Jap or many others that would just go straight at you. He had a gentleman's approach. He was a gentleman, and he was very diplomatic about things. And I think that's why he was able to go into the mainstream, because you got to look. A lot of guys, Tariq, he had to, after Tariq stopped the whole automacking and all that, and he went into the Hidden Colors, he was out of here. He stopped talking about game and all that. That wasn't his lane no more. But Tommy almost had that door crack. Fox, I remember a lot of people was playing his videos. Charlemagne, he did this show with Vivica. And I think that was the one that really, like, killed his career. Because Tommy was like, he was that dude. Between him, Tariq, Jap, and all of them, they was like the big three. And then the fourth dude I was sliding there was David Carroll. And then you had, dudes like Sinful P that came through too. It was a lot of dudes that came through, but, like, when you talk about, like, the originals, yeah, them dudes was like, yeah, they was doing their thing. And O'Shea's in that conversation too. So, like, when I remember watching, these were the dudes that was coming in. And, like, there wasn't no Black Manosphere at the time. It was just brothers venting about, how women were. And a lot of them was venting about, baby mama issues, going to court. That was what it was really. And then when O'Shea, because I got to give O'Shea his flowers. People say he was the one that gave the name. He was the one that created this space. Okay. it wasn't a space. They didn't have any community at the time. There wasn't no black Manosphere. There wasn't no NegroSphere. It was just brothers venting and just speaking the raw red pill truth at the time. You know, like I said, these brothers were speaking the truth. They didn't have a space yet. So when O'Shea came up with the NegroSphere, because the white motherfuckers ain't want to let, you know, the white dudes, let me excuse my language, the white dudes didn't want to let the black brothers in the white manosphere. So O'Shea did what I would say the most ingenious thing ever. He created the NegroSphere. And NegroSphere later, he had the magazine and the website, and then the NegroSphere would later turn into the Black Manosphere, which the Black Manosphere was like the best thing that ever happened to this internet thing, because you had the conscious brothers, you had the young pharaohs and the Sarah Supansetis and the Polites, and then you got these brothers that's talking that real red pill knowledge, and they kicking it. And it was a brotherhood. It was like a fraternity, because what they was able to do was bring a lot of brothers from different walks of life, from different communities, from the streets, you know, to the boardrooms, the military, you name it. You know, these were the guys that was in that space. And it was all about a brotherhood. Basically, brothers telling brothers how to, you know, not spend their time on women, but get they mission and purpose right. Like working on their physical, you know, working on their spirituality, just being, you know, working on their mental stability, and just working on themselves, having self-love and understanding who they are as a man and knowing that they're the prize, and staying on their mission and purpose in life. You know, that's what it was about, you know, and it was a mentorship, and it was, you know, what you see with BGS and you saw with many other brothers, that they brought brothers together, and they would, you know, they would debate, they would come together and have, you know, good debates, but it was all, you know, in having conversations and building on a brotherhood. And what happened with the space was ego. What ruined the Black Manosphere was ego, jealousy, dudes beefing over females that they was sleeping with on here, dudes beefing with dudes because of their platform or debate. It was just unnecessary beefs, right? So when Kevin came, it was like, because Black Manosphere at one point was like, it was splinter groups. You know, you had the 1.0s, the 2.0s, the 3.0s of the Black Manosphere, and it was just beefs going on and on and on, right? And that's what really was really hurting the community. And then when Kevin came on the scene, which he was already on the scene, but when he came with that average as best video, and he changed the trajectory of the Black Manosphere. Let's just keep it real. He changed the trajectory. He just changed the whole space. And he just changed the whole movement, because, you know, before it was Obsidian, it was Angry Man, it was O'Shea. You know, they were the top dogs. You know, BGS, these were the top dogs. But when Kevin came, it was like, how can I say? It was like a DMX, maybe a 50 Cent, Tupac, you know, Biggie. Like, you want to talk about like music wise, or if you want to go with the sports, it was like a Michael Jordan, you know, Tom Brady, I'll say that a Tom Brady moment. I say a Kobe Tom Brady moment. Kobe and Tom Brady wasn't, the top dogs out of they draft class. And then poof, they just blew up. And that was Kevin. Kevin, when he blew up, he was like not the top draft pick out of his class, but he became the GOAT. He became the Godfather. He became the man that changed the whole style of the Black Manosphere. He changed the whole trajectory of the Black Manosphere. If you really look, he changed it. He made dudes start being more professional with their platforms. He made dudes start taking their platform more serious. He made dudes start upgrading their cameras. He made dudes start being, get the mic, doing all that. Make yourself look like a real podcast. So he made dudes elevate their game. He put dudes on a grizzly. Because before, it was unprofessional. A lot of dudes was unprofessional. It was low budget. He took the chinless circuit, because it was looking like the chinless circuit. I'm gonna just keep it real. And I rock with the space. I rock with my brothers. I support all my red pill brothers. They know what it is. I'm just saying, it was looking like the chitlin circuit. And then Kevin came. He turned that up to like mainstream major leagues. He put on in a major way. And because he put on in a major way, dudes really had to step their game up. He telling dudes, yo, put the suit on, look professional. You started seeing dudes looking professional in their lives. You start seeing dudes moving professional. You start seeing dudes really taking their platforms seriously. And it was brothers, don't get it twisted, because it was brothers like Phil Levi's show, who was also in the community, that left the community because they was doxing him and all type of stuff that was going on with Taz and Nyla and everybody that was doing what they was doing. And even with Crystal and Karazin with the whole Persian dudes channels, because I remember that purge. That was the purge of, what was that, 2016, 17? Was it 2016, 2017? I think it was 2016 or 2017, where they just purged a lot of dudes, lost their platforms. But what Kevin was able to do, and this is where I say the jealousy came in, because a lot of dudes really was hating on Kevin, because what Kevin was able to do is what a lot of dudes been wanting to do, but they didn't know how can I word it like this? They didn't know how to capitalize, how he capitalized the situation. There was a lot of dudes on YouTube that if they go back, and you go back and then look at their platforms, like Tommy, for example, right? Tommy was mad at Kevin. Oh, Kevin stole my thing. But Kevin wanted to work with dude. Tommy didn't want it, because Tommy, see, this is the thing with Tommy Sotomayor, and this is why he always never get back to where he was. Because Tommy, when he got to the top, he didn't respect the people at the bottom. So when Kevin got on the top and he felt the way, oh, dude's stealing no, he didn't steal it. What he did was he just made it more hotter and more appealing to mainstream America. Something that Tommy could not do. Because Tommy was just so ratchet and so, off the wall that they couldn't put their money behind a Tommy. So when you see a Kevin on Atlanta and you hear people speaking on Kevin Samuels on mainstream platforms and on TV shows and and comedy skits is because the man was a marketing genius, you know. In the space, let's just keep it real. You know, a lot of dudes didn't like that, you know. And I remember even with, you know, Myron, you know, he went at Kevin the way he did, which was wrong. You know, to say he didn't put on people, he did. He put on the people that was his people, you know, and you can't knock him. You got to understand this man wasn't accepted by the Manosphere spaces. The black Manosphere did not accept Kevin. I remember they was going at him, you know, relentless. You know what I'm saying? It was some people that did and a lot of people didn't. So you can't get mad at him for for giving you his ass to kiss or doing what he did. He put on the people that was his people. And that's understandable. You got to respect it. That's his team of people. That's who he rolled with. And he rolled with his people to the end. You know, the lead attorney was his guy. You know, Dennis Spaulding was his guy. You know, that was his guy. You know, Melanie King, that was his girl. You know, he supported her. He supported Six Goddess, Jessica X. You know, he supported who he thought was his people. You know, he didn't support the people that, you know, in the beginning that really, like I said, gave him, y'all gave him his ass to kiss. But I get it. I get it why he did what he did. He did what he did because that's what dudes do when they get in the position of power. They show the world who, you know, who was rocking with them and who's not. You know, he rocked with, you know, Anton Daniels. You know, he rocked with, what's my dude? Well, MRT? Yeah, MRT, Mediocre. Yeah, he rocked with him, Mediocre. But he didn't rock with, you know, dudes like Donovan Sharp, and he didn't rock with, you know, he rocked with Fresh and Fit, but then, you know, if y'all remember the beef, I think a lot of people forgot that beef, the situation that happened over the time slot. You know, I remember, you know, Kevin, and really not Kevin, but the dudes that really supported Kevin, right? And the dudes in the Black Manosphere felt that it was disrespectful of Fresh and Fit to go on at 10 because Kevin had the 10 o'clock slot, right? So everybody that was a Black Manosphere creator, you know, out of respect for Kevin, they didn't go live at 10. They went live early so Kevin could do his thing. Fresh and Fit did, like I said, the ego, jealousy, you know, they went and put their live at 10 o'clock, in which that basically started a whole trajectory. It started a whole beef with Kevin Samuels, Fresh and Fit, and a lot of the brothers in the Black Manosphere. You know, but I always say this about Kevin, right? I never looked at Kevin as Black Manosphere because he carved his own lane. What he did was he used the space for what he used the space for. You know, it gave him the notoriety, and brothers, you know, basically, you know, helped him out. And he did what most smart men do, you know, because he is a genius. He used the space for what he used the space for, and then he blew his platform up. His platform became the biggest platform on the net to the point where he's on Atlanta and he was out of here. You know, he's on Joe Budden's podcast. He's on vladtv. He's on a whole lot of platforms, right? And they interviewing this dude. And he really blew up overnight. And it was all for one video. That's why I always tell people, all it takes is one video, and it takes you out of here. It's just like when they tell you in the music industry, it only takes one song. It only took one video for Kevin to be out of here. And this is a guy that was doing his thing. He started out 2016. So by him coming on the scene in 2016 to boom, blowing up in 2020 during the pandemic. You know, blowing up during the pandemic. That's really helped him. And it skyrocketed his career because he kept going up. He didn't stop. Kevin Samuels didn't stop. He just kept going. And because he kept going, it helped him in the long run, because now you're looking at a guy that was kind of an underdog story. They didn't think Kevin was going to win. You know, a lot of people didn't see, Kevin being the guy that he became, because, like I said, he was a guy that was on the panels. He'd been in the space for a long time, and he just got that big break. And that break came from one video, Average as Best. That one video blew that man up. So when he died in 2022, that was kind of sad. But I kind of understand what brothers was saying. Like, I heard AMS do a video. And I heard, Sly, and I heard O'Shea, and I heard a lot of people did a video, and I heard what Myron said about him not helping. I mean, he helped out the people that helped him. He helped out the people that supported him. His job wasn't to help, because, like I said, a lot of people didn't like Kevin. A lot of people was jealous of him. Just like you had the haters, and you had people that was jealous of his success. Kevin said out his own mouth, he said he spent so much money on promotion that it was the haters that helped promoted his platform. The haters blew him up. Let's just keep it real. The haters blew up Kevin Samuels. You know what I'm saying? And he spent thousands of dollars on promotion. And it was the haters. But for people to say that Kevin didn't help out nobody, he helped out people. It's just he helped out the people that was loyal and was his guys. Like I said, mediocre tutelage, that's his guy. Dennis Spolin, that's his guy. Lead attorney, Anton Daniels. Like, these is guys that was in his circle. And then you got the chicks that he helped out, like Melanie King. Who else? There was a couple of Jessica X. Blew her channel up, Six Goddess, Danica Marie. These are people that came out of the Kevin Samuels function. They came out of his camp. And he blew up. He blew up the people in his camp. For the people online to say, Myron and everybody that's saying, oh, Kevin didn't help out. He helped out who he was supposed to help out. You know what I'm saying? And that's just like me. If I help out people, I help out people that help me out. I'm not helping out people that's not in my camp. You know what I'm saying? He had his own camp. He started his own, version of the Black Manosphere. We got to really look at it. He did, the Just Pearlies and the Andrew Tates and all them. They all took the Kevin Samuels blueprint. Donovan Sharp want to act like he didn't. Donovan did. He took the blueprint of Kevin Samuels. He started moving, dressing like Kevin, wanted to be. These dudes was following the blueprint of Kevin Samuels. So if you really look at it, the Black Manosphere, in my opinion, it died when Kevin died. That's why when you look at a lot of the content creators that was in that space, they don't even talk about Red Pill or Black Manosphere topics anymore. The ones that still do, they got no choice. But the topics, how can I say that energy, that aura, that was, I would say, at that time period, that's not there no more. That spark that was there, that died in 2022 with Kevin Samuels. People tried, but it's nothing to try. It's over with. Like I tell people, there's been, with this Red Pill community, there's been seasons, there's been eras. I always go back to the first era, which is the Tariqs, the Tommies, the David Carrolls, the Japs, the Sergeant Willie Pete's, all those people that came in that era. Then it's the second era with O'Shea, with, Angry Man and BGS and, so many other brothers that came into that era, right? Then there's the third era, the third and final era, which is the Kevin Samuels era. And that era was the last of the Mohegans, and now when you look at the Black Manosphere, just look at the Manosphere in general, it's mainstream now. They don't even acknowledge the Black Manosphere. It's all about the regular Manosphere, the white Manosphere. If you look, Donovan Sharp and Andrew Tate, and even Fresh and Fit, they don't embrace their space, the Black Manosphere space. They embrace the white Manosphere space, which is the Tom Likas and the Joe Rogans. That's the space that they are pivoting to over there. You know what I'm saying? And I think this space could have been just like that. It could have been big, just like the white Manosphere. They could have had the conventions. They could have had the promotion. If you really look, right, like I said, if you look at, when the media talks about Manosphere, they talk about the white Manosphere, right? But if you really want to be technical, right, and I'm just keeping it real, and I don't care what nobody say, just like they took a lot of our culture from us, music and all that, we started that Manosphere stuff. We started that Red Pill stuff. That came from pimp street culture, And, if you look at the Matrix is wrote by a black woman, not even a white person, right? So we've been knew about the Matrix and all that. When you talk about Manosphere, you just talk about the Red Pill talking points. It was Patrice O'Neal that was on the radio giving people that science. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this comes from the Rosebuds, the Iceberg Slims, and we talking about the legends, you know what I'm saying, the Mac and all that, Willie D. So this is a culture that's been embedded in us, right? But what happened is, like I told y'all, the culture vultures on our culture. See, the brothers made it possible for the space to be what it is. And we never got the respect that we wanted. Kevin was the only one that was able to get into that door with those white Manosphere dudes. Let's keep it real. They wasn't letting brothers in. Kevin went in and Kevin was able to get in there. and he took it to the mainstream. But now, like I said, it's over. You know, the space is over with. You know, they could try to, you know, Anton and all of them, they could try to rehash it, but it ain't nothing to rehash. You know, it did its course. You know, it was a fun hoorah, I like to say, and brothers really was able to be who they wanted to be in this space. But like I said, as time, you know, prevails, and, you know, as time, you know, like they say, life goes on, you know, and when a movement is not the same, and it's not the people not moving like how they was moving in the beginning, you not will see the same drive that people had. Because you got to remember, this whole space was created for brothers to have a voice, you know. But like I said, when you let egos and you let other BS cripple a community, there's not a community no more. You know, it's not a community no more. It's what it is. You know, this could have been a major community. This could have been a big community of brothers being content creators coming together. But that just, the egos was so much in the way that dudes couldn't be great working together. It was egos. You know, and like I said, people was mad with Kevin, talking about, oh, Kevin did this, Kevin did that. No, Kevin did what he was supposed to do. You know, it was nothing else that he could do. He put on the people that was loyal to him. You know, people didn't like Kevin because they just couldn't understand, but he worked his ass off to get what he got. You know, this was a dude that his channel didn't have the subscribers that he had. You know, he made it to, and that's why they always say the slow grind is the best grind, because look, his channel didn't have the million subscribers that he had. He wasn't the top guy on the radar. You know, it was overnight success off of one video, average at best. And that took him to amazing heights, because you start hearing his name being mentioned by everybody. You know, until this day, they still, when people have conversation about the Manosphere, they don't say any of the brothers I said in this video. They say Kevin Samuels, or they'll say Andrew Tate, or they'll say Fresh and Fit. Now, we know Andrew Tate and Fresh and Fit has never been a part of the Black Manosphere. But when they think of the Black Manosphere, they think of them too. And Tommy. Tommy's never been Black Manosphere. But Tommy, how can I say this? Tommy Talking Points was so influential that he is a founding father of a space, even though he wasn't a part of the space. But he's a founding father, you know. But when it comes to like the space and who they talk about the most is Kevin. You know, Kevin is just a guy that's like, damn, like, you know, dudes just talking points that dudes said that people think is Kevin's talking points that I, you know, but that's because he was able to do the damn thing. You know, he was able to capitalize on a market that was not able, like a lot of people wasn't able to capitalize on. You know, he was able to go into the mainstream America and the mainstream Manosphere spaces and to be respected there. Because like I said, Kevin Samuels was that guy. You know, it was crazy. Like, I'm like, damn, like, and then when I saw him on the BET Awards, when they was doing like the RIPs, I'm like, damn, he really made it. You know, he in Future music video, Nicki Minaj talking to him and T.I. doing interviews, Joe Buttons, no jumper. Like, this man really made it. You know, there's not a lot of people you could say that made it. He really, whether he fake it till he make it, whatever he did, the man is a hustler. I can't take that from him. And there's dudes on the net that's still trying to do what this man did. But I tell dudes like this, y'all can never be as great as the man. And y'all can't do what he does. I don't care if it's 8 at the table. I don't care if it's the Daily Rap Show. I don't care what it is, Daily Rap Crew. I don't care who platform it is. Y'all just don't got it like him. I know everybody wants to be Kevin, but nobody can be him. He was one of a kind. He was just a different caliber of individual. You know? And that was really how I really looked at it when it come to Kevin Samuels. I just looked at him as like he was a smart, ingenious man. I've never seen a man like that really can piss people off so much and is just double up and become the most hated. And then when he died, he became the most loved. Like, people that resented the space had to respect his talking points. That was how smart he was. And you had the haters that was celebrating his demise and all that, but let's just keep it real. The man was the greatest. He's the greatest at what he does. I can't sit here and say he's not. He was the greatest at what he does. You know? And a lot of people don't like him, and that's understandable. And that's respectable, you know? But can we not say the man wasn't a genius? He was a genius. He was a genius. Any man that you got these people still talking about you, and there's so many people that was in the black Menosphere, they don't even talk about these guys. He's the one that's the most talked about till this day. That's crazy. Till this day, they still talking about this dude. I'm like, damn, yo. He really set a tone. Because ain't nobody in my life that, and I've seen, you know, people come and go in these spaces, but I've never seen a man where, till this day, when they talk about dude, it's like, damn, he really set a tone. I get it, the whole Instagram live and all the antics, but damn, yo, y'all do still remember this man's work. So that means his work speaks for him till this day. It's not that many people that work that still speak to them till this day. So, gotta give it to Kevin Samuels, man. R.I.P. to him, man. But like I said, man, the spaces, it died with Kevin, bro. I don't care how much people want to bring it back or want to relive it or push it. I think a lot of people should just move on. I think what brothers like O'Shea and many others is doing, you know, it just shows that, you know, he was, let's keep it real, he was the last Don. Or I would say this, one of my favorite movies, He was the last emperor. If y'all ever seen that movie, The Last Emperor, that's Kevin Samuels. He was the last emperor. He was the last emperor of the Black Manosphere. You know, and that's facts. But, yeah, salute. You have a blessed one. It's your boy, Bullis Gotti. Salute.